Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Do It Yourself, where we go about fixing the things that are broken. It's as few episodes as possible. This date is actually last year in December 27, 2021, when I was preparing the computer to be drained and transported to a friend of mine that needed a computer to keep her computer cool because it was overheating. It's a moderator of a channel. She wasn't able to travel over the holiday breaks, so I decided to drive it up wherever she was. I won't tell you the location or the person, but this was the H400 build with the GTX 690 and the AMD processor. Oh well, no, it's not an AMD processor. This was the Intel processor. So the draining process is quite intricate, I guess. You have to plan ahead when you're making your water cooling loops to have a drainage area. I have one that's a part of a T-bend inside of it's next to this power supply, so if it makes you nervous, it's like the only place that I thought would be not too impeding on other components, and it's in the back of where nothing is blocking the way. So it's attached to a swivel point with two 90-degree bends, and it's at the lowest point of the loop, so that's where you would want your drainage area. As far as draining the other components, the other part that you need to do is wherever there's a bend, you could remove. So I made this, instead of putting a bunch of bends with the heat gun here. I explained earlier when I was doing this build, this is a PETG tubing, which I could have very well done some bends, but when I was doing the heat gun in this room in Key West, it was overheating the room. The room got up to 105 degrees when I was just prepping the card, or prepping the heat gun. It really heat up the room, so I didn't want to overheat the place to where I couldn't work in it. The apartment that I lived in was pretty warm. AC didn't work that well, but anyway, I won't talk about that. I lived like that for about 3 years. I fixed a couple of things in the apartment. One of the things that I couldn't fix or do was the AC, or the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So you could see me blow in the air. I attached a tube and started manually removing the liquid from the different parts of the case. Sometimes you had to rock it back and forth, as you saw. And I also used a tube. I breathed from the tube and tried to extract the extra water. I placed a towel on the bottom just in case it spills. There's a UPS, or uninterrupted power supply underneath. Didn't want it to get wet. At this point, there's not a lot of liquid in the case, but it never hurts to be prepared. Also tap the excess water from the parts onto the towel so that it doesn't drain during transit while I'm transporting the thing. So the thing I decided to do is remove the things that would rock back and forth or would dislodge if I hit a bump. Didn't want that to rattle inside the cage. There's glass in here. You gotta think about that when you're packing a computer for transport, especially a water-cooled computer. I didn't mount there's screws for the pump, and other things. I had to suspend it in the middle because of space, and I also wanted it modular. But at the same time, by doing that, it made it something that could move back and forth, could rock out of place. That's not a good thing. You'll see me remove the graphics card. It's heavy. It's held together by a supporting structure. It's called a graphics card holder. So I'm replacing that with a figurine, or make this a little bit more aesthetic to look at. But I think she liked it the way it is, simple in design. It looks kind of like a mechanical thing too, like some engineer made it, and it's very rugged looking with all the black chrome, and these are the colors that she likes to, black and white. But another thing you want to consider is removing the storage. That's something if you are packing it out. I know there's SSDs, but the other hard drives are SSHDs. I don't want it to get accidentally going around, even though they're mounted. I just removed them just in case. So I put back the some of the parts. The band that holds the graphics card is okay in there. It's the mounting screws are actually extended to the point where it touches the side of the metal in the mount. So it'll hold anything in there. And if the cables rock loose, it's probably because my car probably rattled itself loose. But in other words, it's gonna take a lot for that to be removed. You can see we have removed everything and starting to pack it all together. And I put the hard drives in a case that's padded, and the reservoir back in the case that it came with the padding. Also, I put the different fixtures and the fittings back in the case. So it's very convenient to have these kind of cases. I think I got this at Home Depot. It's basically, I don't think it's for fishing. I think it's made for tools, but the little compartments are useful. I sort everything out based on what they are: right angle fittings or swivel fittings, or if they're T fittings. And I put the glass or the PETG in a separate plastic bag so I can reuse them. Once I arrive at the destination, I'm gonna reassemble it and then bleed or fill it and then bleed the case, which is remove the air bubbles. Anyway, that's the process you have to think about when you're creating a case that's water cooled, all the components you have to think about. I hope this enlightened you on your planning for your H400 build. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Leave a like if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more future videos like this one. We also have member videos if you join. Thank you all for watching. This is Nezodam signing out. Take care, stay safe, and remember, you're essential.